let's see, the defendant is Omar Gonzalez.
No, mine is Nicholas Lihavagana.
Oh, let's see. POCS 20,000 cash surety, theft at 30 cash surety.
Correct.
Okay, and so she says, there we go. No bond reduction.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Today is Monday, June the 3rd. My name is Judge Esparza. We have a couple of writ hearings scheduled for this afternoon. We do not have a court reporter present. If you are requesting a court reporter, your case will be reset for a later date. Not hearing any objections, we will proceed. The first case we're going to call is C 2474-24-F, State of Texas versus Omar Acosta. Mr. Acosta, you present? You speak English? ¿Habla inglés, señor?
No, sir. Español.
Español. ¿Usted es Omar Acosta? Okay. Mr. Acosta is present. He does not speak English. Mr. Cavazos, this is your motion. Just ask that you go slowly because we do have an interpreter here. Not sure if you're aware, but he does have an ICE hold, Mr. Cavazos.
Yes, Your Honor, I am aware, Judge. However, he has been unable to make bond, Judge. I know the county jail is pretty full, so I wanted to see if the court would consider reducing it anyway. Currently, he does have an $8,000 bond set for an evading arrest with a motor vehicle. He also has another $3,000 bond set for evading arrest or detention or transport, and then a resisting arrest, Judge, another $3,000. So we're asking for maybe $2,000 per charge, Judge.
How much?
$2,000, Your Honor.
Okay.
So instead of it's 8, 3, and 3, we're asking for 2 across the board, so for a total of 6.
Okay. Mr. Zamora, good afternoon. How are you? Long time no see.
Long time no see, Your Honor. Good afternoon to you too. Greetings and salutations. So I haven't done this in a while, but the state's position is no bond reduction for the same reasons as set forth that he does have an immigration hold. In reviewing his case, he has been in custody since May 25th. He's going now on approximately 8 days, and we believe that the current bail amounts are sufficient for the undertaking.
Surprised the complaints haven't been filed. Does your client have any ties here in Hidalgo County, Chris? Do you know? Family?
Yes, Judge, let me pull up his file, Judge. Give me a second.
Mr. Acosta, raise your right hand. La mano derecha. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Judge, I believe he has
Do you have
six
family here in
kids.
Hidalgo County? Do you live here in Hidalgo County? Yeah. In Mission, Texas? You married? Do you have a home? Do you rent? You have a job? What do you do? Where do you work? How long have you been here in Hidalgo County?
5 years.
Bond on the resisting is reduced to $2,000. Oh, I'm sorry. The complaint, looks like the complaint was filed already on the resisting, Mr. Cavazos, in
Yes,
CR
Your
2805738A. So you'll need to take that up with court 1. The bond on the evading arrest, detention, the misdemeanor will be reduced to $2,000 cash surety. And the bond on the evading, the felony, will be reduced to $4,000 cash surety.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Very well.
All right.
I appreciate it, Judge. May I be excused? Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good afternoon. The next case we're gonna call is C. Mr. Esquivel, C 2058-24-C, State of Texas versus Norma Cosman. You speak English, Ms. Cosman?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead and stand up, please. Noel Esquivel, are you on the screen?
Judge,
Oh, there you are. Okay. This is your motion, sir. I know you emailed my staff earlier. She was indicted. She had similar charges from December of 2022 that were indicted in CR 2207-24-I. She picked up
Correct,
these
Judge.
charges. She's got
She
some
has-
similar charges from December of this year that are still, as of yet, have not been indicted.
correct, Judge, I agree. She has 4 cases that have not been indicted, 20,000 apiece for credit card or debit card abuse of the elderly, 20,000 each. Those are a total of 80,000. And the ones that have been indicted are at 1,000 apiece. That is credit card, debit card abuse, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. So on the indicted case, she has a total of 5,000. On the remaining counts that are not indicted, they are at 80,000, Judge. She's a U.S. citizen, Judge. We're asking the court to consider reducing it to a reasonable amount, perhaps $1,000 across the board. I know the husband has been calling, inquiring about the status of the reduction. So we are asking the court to consider a reasonable bond, Judge.
All right. Mr. Zamora?
Your Honor, this particular case, the state's position is no bond reduction. Although this defendant only has misdemeanor priors, the number of felony credit card abuse cases raises some concern about her returning back to court, and for the protection and safety of the community, we request that the bail amounts remain the same. The pending charges that Mr. Esquivel earlier alluded to, they are scheduled for a grand jury tomorrow.
The new ones?
Yes, all the
From
ones that
December?
are 20,000, that's correct.
Okay, okay. Raise your right hand, Ms. Cosman. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
State your name? How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 51. 51.
What city do you live in?
Mercedes.
How long have you lived there?
For 48 years.
If you do make bond, ma'am, I don't want you to have any contact with these alleged victims, including the one from December of 2023, nor the one from December of 2022. Mr. Esquivel, I can't touch the ones that have already been indicted. You understand that?
Understand, Judge. I understand those are mute.
Your Honor, I apologize. I failed to inform the court that on those cases where she has been indicted, those bonds have already been revoked. It looks like I see a affidavit of surety, a verification of
Yeah.
incarceration.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay,
Uh, The bond on the new charges, the ones from December of 2023 that were set at $20,000 each, will be reduced to $5,000 cash surety each. So that's a total of $20,000.
no contact with victim, correct? Your Honor,
Correct. No contact with this victim or the previous victim from 2022.
very good.
Do you understand that, ma'am?
That's all
Anything
I
else,
have.
Mr.
Judge.
Esquivel?
That's all I have,
All right,
Judge.
thank
May I
you.
be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ms. Cosmic, call me if you get out, please.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Have a good afternoon.
You too.
The next case we're gonna call. I don't see Paloma on there. C 2423-24-H, State of Texas versus Daniel Garza. You speak English, Mr. Garza? Mr. Garza is present. Angel Davila, this is your motion, sir. You may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. These are two counts, possession of possession of somebody else's ID and theft of property. The possession is at 5,000. The other one's at 15,000. He also has a couple of misdemeanors where he has $7,500 in bond. Those are not in this motion. Those have already been filed. We would ask that this be reduced. There's no indication that my client would not be present should there be any kind of bond set. He will present himself in front of the court. Additionally, he has informed me there were some extenuating circumstances behind this. He was trying to help a friend of his that was having a medical emergency. I haven't looked at the probable cause statement yet, Your Honor. I have not received that from the state. But it was my
I didn't see anything to that.
there was a medical emergency for a friend of his, which is one of the reasons why he acted the way he did.
I didn't read that in the complaint. Mr. Zamora?
Your Honor, this defendant does have multiple felony and misdemeanor offenses, including smuggling of persons, 2022, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, 2018, several possession controlled substance offenses from 2023, as well as possession of dangerous drug. He does also have a burglary arrest from 2018, along with a assault from 2018, not from the same criminal episode. We believe that the bail amounts at this time are sufficient to guarantee the undertaking for him to appear. He also, in reviewing the criminal case history, he does have a prior federal alien smuggling case, which causes concern whether or not his ability or intent to return or appear for court.
And Your Honor, can I just specify whether this is the same person, because I'm not seeing all of that in my documentation. I don't know if that's just outside of the Hidalgo County as well, or just for him. Because multiple Daniel Garzas.
Yeah, I have Daniel Garza, but this is all his history. I can't say that it's all Hidalgo County, but let me take a look.
There's my juvenile record.
Oh, I apologize. The offenses for 2018 were juvenile offenses. So as an adult, oh my gosh. So as an adult, he's got a state jail felony theft arrest and was convicted. He has a POCS case that was dismissed. And he had a felony. What is that? Oh, I'm sorry. That felony was rejected. I stand corrected, Your Honor. Mr. Davila is correct.
Yeah, I did see a felony theft. Looks like he was just sentenced to 6 months
Right.
just recently.
Yes, Your Honor, in 2023, I believe he did have the theft. That's the only felony that I've been seeing for him. I am seeing some possessions there as well, Your Honor. But I didn't see anything about human smuggling or anything of that nature.
Right answer. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Speak louder. State your name.
Daniel Garza,
Where were you born, Mr. Garza?
Mission,
Where do you currently live? You can put your hand down. Who do you live with?
my mom,
In Edinburgh? How old are you?
19,
Did you graduate from high school?
no, sir.
Are you working?
I just came out of state jail like 20 days ago.
You're not following the right tracks, sir. The allegations, Mr. Davila, was they stole a vehicle somewhere in Edinburgh, drove it to McAllen, abandoned the vehicle after wrecking it, ended up at the Plaza Mall, and were attempting to enter 5 or 6 other vehicles, and they allegedly make entry into 1 or 2 of them. Didn't mention anything about helping a friend with a medical emergency. They were both, there were 2 individuals, and they were both detained. So if you do make bond, I'm gonna order random UAs through probation department. That means you're gonna go in and get drug tested when they tell you, not when you want, when they tell you to go in. You don't show up when they tell you to go in, you're gonna end up back in orange. Do you understand that? If you come back positive for drugs or alcohol, you're gonna end up back in jail. Do you understand that? I'm also gonna order a curfew from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Means you're home at 8 o'clock, and you don't leave the house, make it till 7 a.m., and you don't leave the house before 7 a.m. If they go by and check and you're not there during those hours, you're gonna end up back in jail. Is that clear? Unless you have a job, then you show them your probation proof that you have employment, and we don't have a problem with it. But if you're out in the streets wandering around getting into trouble, you're gonna end up back in jail. Is that clear? Bond on the, it's currently on the theft charge will be reduced to $5,000 cash surety. Bond on the fraudulent use of identification information will be reduced to $1,000 cash surety. Plus all other conditions.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right. Make sure you comply, sir, or you'll be back in jail. Good luck to you.
That's all I have, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Dávila.
Thank you.
Next case we're gonna call is C 2470-24-8, State of Texas versus Orlando Herrera. You speak English, Mr. Herrera? Yes, sir. Mr. Herrera is present. I think Mr. Whitaker just logged on. Leonard, are you there? Leonard, are you there? All right, go ahead and have a seat, sir. We'll get back to you in just a minute. Next case we're gonna call is C 2487-24-I, State of Texas versus Nicholas Magana. Speak English, sir? Mr. Magana is present. Vance Gonzalez, this is your motion, sir.
Yes, sir. Vance Gonzalez on behalf of Mr. Magana. Judge, Mr. Magana has 3 cases in front of the court, I believe. The first is an assault, which is set at 10,000 cash or surety. There's possession of a controlled substance, stage of felony, 20,000 cash or surety is presently set. The third case, being the last one, is an enhanced theft, stage of felony, with bonds of 30,000 cash or surety. I've spoken with my client. He has advised that he does have a place that he can stay in Hidalgo County. He will stay away from the victim in this case, which I've
The
told
complaint has
is
already
a
been filed
lifetime
on,
girlfriend.
Vance, the complaint has already been filed on the assault charge, landed in court A. it looks like.
You're correct, I'm
CR
sorry.
240318.
I just saw that. My fault, Judge.
No problem.
Then that leaves us with the POCS and the enhanced theft, both those stay jail, sir.
That's correct. What are you asking on those?
Judge, asking for 2,000 each on both of those cases. 2,000, sir.
Mr. Zamora?
Your Honor, this particular case, this defendant does have a little bit of juvenile history. As an adult, he's had an assault conviction as well as a state jail felony conviction out of Cameron County, as well as an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle conviction out of Cameron County. We believe that the amounts set forth on bail are sufficient for the defendant to complete the undertaking. I would also add, looks like he had an arrest for ag assault, but it was rejected. He also has another conviction out of Hidalgo County for a burglary of a building in 2001.
Joaquin, most of the stuff I saw looked kind of old. Is that correct?
It's old. You're correct. It's
Okay,
at
I
least
just want
10
to make
years
sure.
older.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yes, sir.
Raise your
You're
right
correct.
hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You speak English, correct? State your name.
Nicholas Magana.
How old are you, sir?
I'm 41.
How old?
41.
What city do you currently live in, sir? Mexico?
Yes.
Who do you live with?
I live with my dad because I can't stay with my, right now with the victim. We got our own house.
Okay.
Here for 21
Do you have a job, sir?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
I have 2 businesses. I have a pressure washing business and a beauty and tattooing business. I was, for 4 years, I was in Alabama, Berkeley.
Hang on. you got a charge of theft. And the victim in that case was Dick's Sporting Goods Store. I don't want you going back to that store. You understand me? Or anywhere near there.
Your Honor, I will add that he did have one trip up, most recent in 2014, for second-degree felony robbery, where he was sentenced to 8 years confinement. And he was discharged from parole off that robbery in August of 2021.
Okay.
I forgot to add that. I apologize.
No problem. So I'm gonna also order random UAs through probation. Same thing I told the other individual. Probation will contact you to go on a drug test. You show up when they tell you to show up, not when you want. If you're not there, you're gonna end up back in jail. If you show up positive for drugs or alcohol, you're gonna end up back in jail. Do you understand me? Bond on the possession charge will be reduced to $2,500. Cash surety. Bond on the theft charge. To $5,000. Cash surety. Anything else, Mr. Gonzalez?
No, sir. Thank you for your time. Maybe excuse, sir.
Yes, sir. Have a good afternoon. Thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have a good day.
Chair Vance.
You too. The next case we're gonna call is C 2419-24-A, State of Texas versus Jose Miranda. Yes, habla inglés, Jose? Español. Mr. Miranda is present. He's Spanish speaking. Eloy, are you standing in for Mr. Palacios?
Yes, I am, Judge. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm not sure if you're aware, Eloy, but I believe this individual has an ice hole, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct, Your Honor. I can confirm that.
Yes, I am, Judge. I'm sorry, I didn't know Mr. Zamora was coming today, so I didn't reach out to him before. I did staff this matter. I staffed it last week, Your Honor, with Mr. Terry Palacios, Judge, and he agreed, Your Honor, subject to the court's approval, to reduce the bond from 100,000 cash or surety to 50,000 cash or surety, subject to the court's approval.
Anybody advise you that? Are there any notes?
I don't have any notes on that, Your Honor. The only note that I received was from Mrs. Annalise Vargas, indicating no bond reduction, that the defendant did have an ice hold. Obviously, from the offense itself, the defendant was involved in an auto pedestrian collision, resulting in the death of the pedestrian, in which the defendant allegedly fled the scene and failed to provide what's required as a motorist to stay at the scene.
I didn't see any prior history on him.
That is correct. I saw the criminal case history. He has no prior history. This is the only offense he has.
You could say things like, set a reminder, play music, and what is the weather tomorrow?
Sorry about that.
Play music.
Siri's being Snoopy. Mind your own business here. Okay.
Judge,
Go ahead.
I will state, as an officer of the court, Your Honor, that I did meet with Mr. Palacios last week, and that was his recommendation to me, Your Honor. However, I understand that it is, even with an agreement with the state, it's always still subject to the court's approval, so the court does not have to approve whatever recommendation or agreement that we may have. So obviously, we'll leave it to the court's discretion. I did know that he had an ice hole. Mr. Palacios knew also when I met with him, and it's really more of an academic bond reduction request, Your Honor, because I don't think, obviously, he would even be able to meet the 50,000 cash surety that Mr. Palacios told me that he would agree to. But nevertheless, Your Honor, just on behalf of the family, that was the conversation I had with Mr. Palacios and the recommendation. But obviously, we'll leave it to the court's discretion.
Your Honor, I will add that the defendant did cooperate with law enforcement. He did provide a statement of accused, implicating himself in the offense.
I read that. Raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? State your name.
José Luis Miranda Nava,
Bájale la mano. How old are you, sir?
25 años.
25. Do you work?
Sí.
Where do you work?
Panadero. En la bakery.
Bakery? What city do you currently live in?
Mission.
How long have you lived there?
Como 4 años y medio.
4 years and a half. Are you married?
Unión libre.
He is not married, but he has someone.
You have children?
Sí, pero aquí no. en México.
Just in Mexico.
You have family here in Hidalgo County?
Sí.
Who do you have? Who lives here?
Mi mamá, mi papá y mis hermanos.
Mom, father, and siblings.
Gonna go ahead and reduce the bond to $50,000 cash surety. Subject to, Joaquin, if you can just give me approval, some approval from, that was a conversation with Mr. Palacios.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Hernandez, obviously being an officer of the court, I've known him for 20+ years. I have no reason to doubt that conversation transpired.
Okay, and not that I don't believe you, I just want to make sure.
I understand.
$50,000 cash surety. Any other conditions, Mr. Zamora, you want?
Your Honor, if he would be able to meet bond, there's no other conditions. He's got an
I
immigration.
didn't see anything that it was alcohol related or anything.
Right, it wasn't alcohol related. No.
No.
Okay. All right. Bond will be reduced to $50,000 cash surety. Sir, if you do make bond, stay in contact with your attorney. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, Lloyd, no problem. Good afternoon. Have a good afternoon.
Likewise. Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Next case we're gonna call is C 2482-24-A, State of Texas versus Luis Reyes Jr. You speak English, Mr. Reyes? Mr. Capello, this is your
Yes, sir.
motion, sir. You may proceed.
Yes, sir. On Mr. Reyes's case, Judge, I did meet with him at the county jail. His version of the story is he's being charged with I believe it's a 3rd-degree possession charge. His version is he was giving his mechanic a ride home when there was a traffic stop. They started going through his mechanic's pockets and found the cocaine in the mechanic's pocket and also found a little baggie of marijuana. According to Mr. Reyes, the mechanic, who was also the passenger in the front seat, stated to the police officers that Mr. Reyes did not have anything to do with any of the marijuana or the cocaine, that it belonged to him, but he was subsequently arrested along with his mechanic. I understand from Mr. Reyes that he does have a state probation case for drugs that he successfully completed, and he is also on federal probation as we speak for smuggling of a persons, Judge. And that's what I know from Mr. Reyes. He is local. He lives here in the valley. Let me get his file real quick, Judge. He lives with his wife and children in Far, Texas, and his bond right now is $15,000, Judge, cash or surety. And Mr. Reyes is asking for a personal recognizance bond in this matter, Judge.
Mr. Zamora?
Your Honor, this particular defendant has been in custody since May 24th, the better part of 9 days. He does have priors with conspiracy to transport aliens in the federal system. He also has arrests for POM in 2010, felony POCS 2010, and in 2019 he picked up felony charges for possession of controlled substance, 2nd-degree felony, as well as possession of marijuana, 3rd-degree felony, and of course the more recent charge of possession of controlled substance, 3rd-degree felony. We believe that the bail amount at this time is reasonable, and he's been previously sentenced in the federal system for at least a year.
I show that felony possession charge, that it's still active, and he's still on state probation. From what I read, it was extended to 2026. but we can confirm that. We can raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
State your name. How old are you, sir?
38,
What city you currently live in?
Forestry,
Where were you born?
Michigan, and Harvard.
Are you on federal parole right now?
Federal probation, yes.
Federal probation for how much longer?
I've been doing good. I mean, I think we had,
How much longer are you on?
they gave me 3, but I'm almost a month.
Okay. Are you on state probation too?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are on both. You've been reporting?
Yes. No dirty UAs, no nothing.
We'll go ahead and reduce the bond to $2,500 cash surety. Sir, I ask that you continue reporting as directed to your federal and your state probation officers. And I'm sure they're drug testing you there, so I'm not gonna order it. Well, I'm gonna order it if they're not doing it. If they're doing it, then that's
I do it
fine.
every month, and then federal, I have to do it every month.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Simona?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Pello?
No, Your Honor, we appreciate your willingness to hear this case, Judge.
Bond will be reduced to $2,500 cash surety.
Thank you, sir. May I be excused, sir?
Yes, sir. Have a good afternoon.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank you.
Going back up on the list, the next case we're gonna call is C 2485-24-H, State of Texas versus Maximilian Fernandez. Paloma Barredo.
Good afternoon, Judge Paloma Barreiro. I apologize earlier. My camera was off. I'm a little under the weather today, Judge.
No worries.
But
you
I-
speak English, Mr. Okay, your client's present. He is English speaking. You may proceed.
Yes, Judge, I filed this writ. My client, he's been in jail approximately about almost 20 days, Judge. He's 20 years old. He's a U.S. citizen. As of now, it's my belief that he has no convictions up until this date. He does have some pending cases, Judge. The only thing that I filed requesting a reduction on is the credit card abuse charge, Judge, that is set for $20,000 cash surety. I'm asking the court to consider anything between a PR bond up to $3,500, Judge. I did try to reach out to some of his family members, to which none of them are willing to help him. So at this point, it's just me who's asking the court respectfully to consider a reduction anywhere between a PR bond to $3,500. He does have 2 cases that the complaints were already filed in County Court 1, Judge. So after this hearing, I will be asking for a setting on those. So anything that the court could consider in reducing would be beneficial for Mr. Fernandez. These charges are not aggravating. They're not violent crimes. And I believe that he will appear to court in the future, Judge.
All right, Mr. Zamora?
Your Honor, this particular case, this defendant has been in custody since May the 18th. He does have priors for, looks what appears to have been a possession controlled substance state jail in 2022. There were 2 charges, but they were later reduced to misdemeanors. He has no pending felony conviction. I'm sorry, no pending felony cases or convictions. This is in fact his first felony case. The state is in a position to recommend a bond reduction to $10,000 cash surety.
Sir, raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? State your name louder, please.
Maximilian Fernandez,
How old are you, sir?
19,
Where do you live? What city?
Mexico, Texas, with my sister.
With your sister? Do you have a job, sir?
Have to.
Where do you work?
I worked in a warehouse in Donna and also in McDonald's.
You were working there before you got arrested? Did you graduate from high school?
No, sir.
I'm gonna order random UA, sir, through probation. You understand that? Which means, just like I told the other ones, you need to go in when they tell you to go in and get drug tested. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
No drugs, no alcohol until these cases are resolved. You understand?
Yes, sir.
believe the items were recovered, is that correct, from what I read in the complaint?
Yes, Your Honor. Apparently, the victim was able to track down the credit card at the shop where the purchase was made by the defendant, at which point the victim made the report. Defendant was later taken into custody and cooperated with police and made an admission that he had in fact stole the wallet from the victim at the gym.
Bond will be reduced to $100 cash surety.
Was that 300?
1,500, 1,500.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Judge. I didn't hear that either, Joaquin.
1,500 cash surety with
Very
random UAs.
No contact with the victim, Your Honor?
No contact with the victim.
Thank you.
Are you a member at that place, that gym?
anymore, sir.
Yeah, we'll go back there, you understand? All right.
Judge, I just have a question. Since I don't think anyone's gonna help him and his family. Mr. Fernandez did advise me that he has about $1,000 in his personal items at the jail, and the reason I was requesting a reduction on the felony is because we're also gonna have to request a reduction on the misdemeanors as well, Judge. Would he be able to access that, or is that something that I would have to figure out?
I believe he can have his property released to his family, which.
Or to
would
somebody,
include, I
okay.
would think. Right.
Okay, Judge,
Or
thank
maybe
you.
to your- All right.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have. May I be excused?
Yes, have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Bye, Joaquin.
All right. Thank you, Paloma.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Whitaker, we have C 2470-24-H, Texas versus Orlando Herrera. You speak English, right, Mr.
Yeah, I
Herrera?
have no reason to not believe it, Lloyd. He's,
Yo hablo inglés también.
yeah.
Who said that?
So Judge, I have
Zamora,
a
we have-
question for you. I have an odd question for you before we begin. Did you graduate from Memorial or from Mac High?
Memorial.
Really? I thought you were a Mac High graduate.
No, he's asking you. You graduated.
No, I'm a
from
Mac High
Oh.
graduate.
Edinburgh Bobcats, sorry.
Oh, you're a
Oh, really?
Bobcat.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't think about that. Oh. Yeah, Leonard and I graduated together from Mac High.
Yeah, JJ and I know each other for ages.
For quite a
Okay,
while.
so Judge, this little thing, my client has a bit of a history, as Mr. Zamora probably has already noted.
I think it was old history from what we discussed
Yeah.
earlier, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
he has
it is
old.
rather old.
What are you asking, Mr. Whitaker?
My client says that he has about $2,000 cash to be able to pay for bond, Judge. The question, and I emailed over that information to Annalise, asking her for what conditions she would be interested in, but I didn't get a response.
Okay.
Your Honor, the state's position on this case is no bond reduction. He does have prior felonies, including more recently failure to comply sex offender registration. And that was from 2023. And then from there, you have to go back to 2016 for a forgery charge. And then they just get older from there.
Raise your right hand, Mr. Herrera. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? How old are you, sir?
59,
You have a job?
some employee,
What do you do?
painter,
Where were you born?
born in California.
You're a U.S. citizen. All right. What city do you currently live in?
I was 12 years old.
In what?
I was born here since I was 12 years old.
In Edinburgh? You have family here in Hidalgo County?
I take care of my elderly mother.
Your Honor, he was literally arrested in his home.
Okay, bond will be reduced to $7,500 cash surety. Sir, would also order random UAs through probation. Same thing I told the other individuals. You'd be drug tested. You come back positive, you're gonna come back to jail and lose your bond money. You understand that? No drugs, no alcohol. You get out, stay in contact with your attorney. Bond will be reduced to $7,500 cash surety.
Very well. Thank you very much, Your Honor. I'll submit, do you want me to submit an order?
No, we'll submit an order release this afternoon.
Okay, very well. Thank you much. Y'all have a good day.
All right, thank you, Leonard.
All right, thank you, Mr. Whitaker.
Your Honor, I believe that concludes my business with the court. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good afternoon, Joaquin.
Thank you, Larry. Have a good one. Take care, bud. Bye-bye.